This meeting is being recorded. Good evening and welcome to the Wellness Collective podcast. This evening we are featuring the guest of Manicka Thomas, LISW-S, and she is an amazing clinical social worker, social work entrepreneur, and a career coach for social workers. So thank you for joining us this evening, Manicka.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Great. All right, so let's get started. Can you tell me about the early stages of your social work career?
Sure. When I first started into my career, I knew that I wanted to help people. That was about all that I knew. When I went to college, my high school guidance counselor suggested that I take an intro to social work and an intro to education because when I was in high school, I really liked sociology, like learning about people, why people do the things that they do. So I really had a knack for that, and it was something that I wanted to do professionally. So when I took the introduction to education and introduction to social work, the social work course curriculum was just a really good fit for my personality. It was in alignment with my values. It spoke to all the things that I felt were important for communities to be able to move themselves forward and to be able to progress in their lives. And I knew that that's what I wanted to do in my career. So I didn't really know what area of social work that I wanted to go into, but the more that I did my internships and practice, I really enjoyed school social work. So when I did my internships, that was the area where I worked. But I actually ended up working in over 20 social work careers
Wow.
throughout my profession. So it's been a lot of changes, a lot of trying to navigate exactly what I wanted to do. But now what I'm doing when I really got focused in on who I wanted to serve and the impact that I wanted to make, one of the things that I talk about often is creating a professional purpose statement. So when I was kind of seeking out what I wanted to do in my career, this was maybe 2 years back, I got into a really bad car accident. And it was like 2 days before my birthday. And I knew that I could either go back to work when I got into the car accident, or I could kind of take the leap and start my private practice. So that's what I decided to do. So the time that I had off, I was recovering from my injuries. I started my practice. I did all the research and work to figure out how to get started. So right now, that's what I'm currently doing. I have a private practice. The name is Kendrick Connections Therapy Center, and I primarily work with African American children, youth, and families impacted by trauma. And in the practice, I do EMDR therapy mostly, and then I have three social workers who work under me. One specializes in substance abuse, and then I also have a psychiatric nurse practitioner, and then a couple of interns at the practice currently.
Wow, I love it. So I love how you said you worked at over 20 different social work jobs. Now, to some that may seem like a lot, but in actuality, that's pretty interesting. It's pretty good because it gave you like different experience in different social work settings, correct?
Yes, it did give me a lot of experience, and it kind of really helped me hone in on what I wanted to do. But the thing about that journey is I could have got where I am now quicker had I really honed in on my interests, had I really explored going into private practice sooner, and if I would have known how to leverage my degree earlier. So I do tell social workers you don't want to put yourself in a box, but you don't have to feel like you have to work in 20 different careers to figure out what it is that you want to do. You could be a lot more strategic now and a lot more intentional with the career path that you want to take if you kind of ask yourself some key questions about your personality and your values. So that's what I really suggest that social workers do right now if they are stuck and not knowing what they want to do in their career.
Love it. So you touched on how you got started in your private practice, but what inspired you to shift into career coaching for social workers?
Well, I don't technically define myself as a career coach. I more so define myself as a mentor because
Okay.
mentorship was so key in my evolution. And it wasn't people who were within the social work profession. So I had mentors who, for example, when I first started in as a social worker, when I was in undergrad, I didn't have the money to pay for my licensure. So I was looking to become at LSW. And one of my mentors, he kind of sat down with me. He said, what is it that you want to do? You have this degree now. It's time to start, positioning yourself to kind of become a professional. You're no longer a student. You're now, within the realm of people having expectations for you to know certain things and for you to be able to articulate the knowledge that you have based off of your degree. So I told him, like, well, I don't have money to pay for my licensure, but that's the route that I want to go, because I do know that if I acquire that, then I'll be able to position myself for more income. So at that time when we were having our meeting, he literally reached into his pocket and he gave me the money for my test. And he said, now you don't have an excuse on not taking your exam. So I took my exam and I passed it, the first time. And then from there, I just started, continuing to work to get my independent license and then my social work supervision and credential. So it was really the mentorship from him and then other people around me who really supported me, who let me know, you have to have people around you who kind of see more in you than you see in yourself, or who are able to push you to do the things that you want to do even when you're scared.
Right.
So within the realm of mentorship is really where I try to help social workers explore what their career options are. But it's not just about career options, because social workers might not just want to work, within a social work, a traditional profession. So I always tell people that they can think along 3 areas of professionalism. So you can stay within that professional route where you're working at a 9 to 5, you're doing traditional social work careers like case management or therapy or working in a foster care setting, those sorts of things. Or sometimes you might have a desire to do other types of work. So then in the second phase, I call that the scaffolding phase, where you are using your social work skills, but then you have something on the side. So you're either a coach or a consultant. And some social workers stay, right there in that realm. And then if you want to move on to doing your consulting or coaching full time, or what I also call a social work content creator, which is what I do through my YouTube channel, then I encourage people to do the third area of professionalism, which is a CEO social worker or a social work entrepreneur, where you're leveraging your skills and talents to be able to make money for yourself. So it really
Yes.
doesn't matter what area of social work you work in, as long as you have a mentor to work with you in all of those areas of your career, you can really fast track the things that you want to do professionally.
Yes. Kudos to you. And I love how you mentioned mentorship, because it definitely takes a village, and mentorship is very big in any profession, really. But yes, having someone, donate to, your licensure fees, and then you giving back to others, that's just amazing.
Yeah, and that was one of the things that prompted me to start an initiative. It was during COVID, actually, to be
Hmm.
able to assist social workers in paying for their licensure exam. So it was my um, initiative. It was called Pay It Forward, or it's called Pay It Forward, where I, support one social worker in obtaining their license, because I know how critical that was for me in my development as a social worker. So in an effort to kind of pay that forward to other social workers, I think that's absolutely what we need to do, to help each other kind of progress in our profession.
Yes, so true. So tell me about your career mapping services, and you have a new program called Design Your Career.
Yes. So one of the things that, well, first I started my YouTube channel because I really wanted to help social workers kind of not have to take the long route. Like I took working in 20 different careers. And I
Hmm.
really started to think about, had I got here quicker, had I really honed in on my experience, what kind of things would I have been doing? What kind of questions would I need to ask myself earlier to really position myself to be where I am now? So all of the notes that I, had took from working in an employment position and then transitioning into private practice, as well as the consulting that I was doing, I really began to map out, like, what steps did I actually take, what mistakes did I make, and then what were some decisions that I could have made earlier in my career to help me get here faster. So one of the things that I did was I created a program. It's a 4-part framework within the program called Design Your Career. And it's really a career clarity program where it really gets you thinking about what of those 3 areas, when I talked about the career phase, the scaffolding phase, or the social work entrepreneur phase, kind of
Yeah.
defining what of those areas do you want to work in, and then what are those core values that you have that are really going to drive the work that you do in social work. So I really get people thinking about what values that they have, understanding how their values were developed, and then how they can use those values to create their mission statement and their vision statement, which will help them make decisions in their career. And it's all kind of encapsulated in what I call a professional purpose statement.
Love it. Okay. So for the Design Your Career program, is that like a cohort style that starts and ends at a certain time, or is it on an individual basis and ongoing?
Yes, it's ongoing. So when you if you decide that the program is something that you want to do, meaning you understand, okay, I'm at a certain place in my career. I really don't know what I want to do or how to get there. I know that I need to map this out, and I really want some support as I'm making these decisions, because a lot of times we exist in community, but we still feel alone and we still feel
Mhm.
isolated. And sometimes there's so much shame within the profession that we don't talk about, because we see so many people who have it figured out, or who we think have it figured out, or we see people passing their licensure exam or getting a $70,000 salary right out of getting their master's degree or completing their master's degree program. So I noticed that a lot of social workers were carrying a lot of shame. They were embarrassed about where they were. They didn't feel adequately equipped to do the work that they wanted to do. So I wanted to create it to be something that we can work through together. So it is self-paced, so you go through the program at your own pace, but then there are monthly Zoom calls where we meet together as a collective, where you can ask your question, we review your professional purpose statement, and then we go over your values, and then you incrementally complete the program, but you'll
Mhm.
have the one-on-one time to kind of ask questions and then hear what other social workers are doing within their career.
Oh, I love that. This is something that I need. All
No,
right. This is great.
thank you. I'm
So
excited
we
to be here.
okay. So we are seeing some new trends in the profession, within society, and also in our culture. Where
Yeah.
do you see the social work profession as a whole in the next few years?
So I heard a statistic. If I can get the number right, I might have to look it up. NABSW said that the social work profession is projected to grow by, it's either 600,000 or 800,000 social workers
Mm,
within the next 2 to 3 years. So what that says to me is there are a lot of people who are interested in the profession. And I noticed that oftentimes people come into the profession because of something that they experienced personally. So maybe it was like a personal trauma or something within their lives that they experienced, or they witnessed something and they wanted to help groups not experience the things that they did or the way that they grew up. They really wanted to play a role in helping shift policies within society, or ensuring people had access to certain resources. So with that, I don't think that that need and that desire of people wanting to kind of play a role and a part in shifting society, I don't think that's going to change.
mhm,
What I do think is going to change is the types of roles that social workers are wanting to do. I don't think that social workers are really enjoying doing kind of case management type work, or working at children's services types of positions, or anything where they feel like their creativity can't be used, or the impact that they want to make, they're really not able to connect with their clients in the way that they want, or if they feel pigeonholed within their profession. And that could either be because of bureaucracy or red tape, or just not able to kind of level up in their career. So one of the things that I'm kind of pushing is for social workers to really kind of take ownership of their career. And that's one of the reasons why I named my program Design Your Career, because I wanted social workers to begin thinking about themselves as the designer, as the architect of their career, meaning there's no walls, there's no limits on what you can do. And whatever it is that you want to do, you can design the career that you want. So with that, I believe that this profession of what I'm calling a social work content creator is going to grow. So becoming more of a coming into the online space and becoming a social worker who uses their knowledge and skills to begin to teach other people, and leveraging that knowledge to be able to make money online. So that's one of the career paths that I know for myself. I'm really wanting to see social workers leading the way and helping to solve a lot of social work problems or problems within society by using their skills to help their specific community, where you don't have to necessarily do it within an agency. You can learn how to leverage your own skills and create your own programs and your own trainings and workshops.
That is so true. Thank you.
Yeah.
So, you are doing some amazing work to shift the professional culture, and I'm sure it takes a lot of your time and energy as well. So, how do you practice your own self care and wellness?
So I enjoy roller skating. I don't know if you are a skater at all, but it's something that I've done since I was very young. So where I grew up, there's a skating rink maybe like 10 minutes from my house, and me and my sister and my uncle, we used to walk to the skating rink every Saturday and skate. So as I got older, I kind of stopped, but I used to enjoy it so much because it was just, something we would just do to kind of hang out with our friends, and our parents were never really there. We just kind of went on our own because they knew where we were. So that's something that I still continue to do. I kind of stopped when COVID came, but when I have time or when I schedule the time, I do enjoy roller skating. And then I also really like tapping into my creative side. So I enjoy doing arts and crafts. I enjoy painting.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, so all of those things where I'm doing more activities where I'm kind of thinking strategically. I knew that I didn't want to think as strategically in activities that I did for self care. So I really try to make it a point to tap into the more creative side.
Wonderful. All right. And yes, I do. I enjoy skating as well, but I consider myself to be still a little basic with it. I can't do the little twists and turns and all that
Uh,
good stuff, but I do know how to skate.
yeah, yeah.
Tracking is my thing, though.
Entire community. There's like a skating community where they travel to different cities and different states, and every holiday there's like these really big skating events in like
Wow.
Cincinnati or Indianapolis. So it's really a culture.
Wow, that's neat. That sounds like fun. Okay. So, what movie or song describes your career journey thus far?
Oh, wow. Um, what movie or song? Um, well, I know NDRE is my my favorite artist. So I would
Okay.
definitely have to say a song from her. Probably "Just Do You" by NDRE. Um,
Okay.
I noticed that when I started becoming more comfortable with not worrying about what other people thought about what I was doing or what I should be doing, or how I should be showing up as a social worker, I noticed that I felt a lot more free to kind of explore within my profession. So yeah,
Mm,
that's my song.
I love it. All right. Thank you.
Have
Great
you ever
song
heard
choice.
this song before?
I don't recall it, that
Oh,
song.
okay. Okay, I'll send it to you so you can listen to it. It's super
Okay.
interesting. Like I love the song, so I'll send it to you.
Okay. Yes, please do. All right. So, is there anything else you'd like to share with us about your new programs that you're starting out or your business outlook for the year?
Sure. So it's two things. One, if anyone is interested in signing up for the Design Your Career program, you can go to www.manickathomas.com/join DYC. DYC stands for Design Your Career. And you can learn more about the program there. If you're not ready to start the program, maybe you feel like, I know that I need to make these career decisions. I know that I'm feeling stuck in my career. I do want to begin planning out my career. I do have two other resources that I think can be helpful for people. One resource I have is it's 112 careers in social work. So if you know that you're maybe ready to pivot and you want to look at, what are the different micro social work positions, or the meso level or the macro level, what can I actually do within the social work profession? That's a resource that I recommend the social workers start with. And that's also manickathomas.com/careers with an S. And then if you're ready to get started in planning your career, I do have a free 90-day career planner. So if anyone wants that, they can always DM me on Instagram, and they can just DM the word planner. And then it's an automated system that's set up on my Instagram, and it'll automatically send you the 90-day career planner. So that's just some place where you can start. If you're ready, you don't maybe feel like you're ready to make a commitment for a program, but you know you need to start planning, then you can access that free 90-day planner.
Love it. All right. Well, thank you so much, Manicka. It was amazing speaking with you this evening. I applaud you for the work that you're doing in the
Oh, thank
community and in and around social work. And please see her contact information on the screen, as well as in our YouTube description on how you can follow up with Manicka Thomas and see the amazing work that she continues to do.
Thank you so much. I enjoyed it.
You're welcome. So that is the end for our first episode of the Wellness Collective podcast. Please stay tuned for more great interviews and subscribe and watch our YouTube channel. And this is Chandra Scott, MSW, signing out.